Good evening traders, it's Simon at Kairos Capital Markets with the weekly review of Aussie dollar, pound yen, euro dollar and Bitcoin. So I've been saying for the last couple of weeks that we need a pullback on this US dollar, a bit of a bearish move, and it looks as though the end of last week we've started to see this happen on the daily chart here. And when you look onto the weekly perspective, nice pin bar testing the weekly 50 and this key level of 93. You zoom out, you see that's being tested there. I have got some form of twisted head and shoulder pattern kind of drawn in here. I thought it may have moved down, then moved up a bit higher than what it has done. It's done slightly differently, but it doesn't matter. We still see what we see here. So for this week, I definitely see a bearish outlook for the dollar. If you only go down to the US dollar index, virtually the same setups happened here on the weekly perspective. You've got a nice high test testing 11900, and you also see that RSI is peaking at 100. We peaked at 100. Even this point here in the weekly, it did move down. So definitely we're going to look like we're going to move down, and it looks as though already the daily is presenting a bearish trend for this week ahead for the US dollar. So obviously let's now look at the charts, what we're always interested in. So Aussie dollar long. Now obviously I outlined I was looking to take a long position last week, got stopped out, but hey ho, that's the way it goes. The weekly perspective here has given you a nice low test, nice pin bar there as well. RSI sitting at 0, so I definitely see Aussie dollar moving back up to at least this upward sloping trend line, if not the weekly 50 and the 0.77 area. It kind of made a mini double bottom there, but I think you're going to put in a lower high here, then move down personally. That's what I do see happening. On the daily perspective, you see what we got here. We have some form of falling wedge or twisted bullish pattern there. Nice volume there as well, moving up to the upside there. So the volume has been confirmed. I'll be looking to take some long positions there as well. So let's have a look what we got on the lower time frames to see what we can see. So as you can see, the 1 hour 50 and the 4 hour 50 are both below price. On the 1 hour chart, you can see that it's down sloping trend line, price has rallied up. A pullback to the 1 hour 50 would be ideal, slash the 0.75 area. If you went to 0.75, you'd actually have an inverse head and shoulder pattern there, and it would be something like this. I'd be looking at putting an order there. There you got your Fibonacci there. You can happily put your stop there, and you can push it to the first level there quite happily, no problem. If you want to push it to the weekly perspective of 0.777, that would be up around here somewhere. Personally, I think that might be a bit too tight stop there, but you never know. It depends what your strategy's like, but that is definitely on the cards there. But I would say, as a safety trade, that one there below the Fibonacci extension is a beautiful trade to take. So let's now look at euro dollar now. And it's going to be pretty much the same picture, as you can see. And if you look on the weekly perspective, you've got a nice little low test respecting the weekly 50 EMA there. RSI is sitting at 0, so definitely looking for some bullish move to the upside. Again, the daily perspective chart has actually tested the key level of 1.187. As you can see in the past, it had been on the shoulder of this head and shoulder pattern, so it has been quite key. The price has moved down quite a lot, so again, we're still expecting a move up to the upside. And we've got a 3 candle reversal there, and we've got the moving upwards there. So when we go down to the lower time frames of euro dollar, you could see already I actually outlined this last week, or a couple of days ago, shall I say, and that trade would be playing out quite nicely right now. However, if you didn't get in on that, I think the problem you have now is you're at the 4 hour 50, and I think you may need to have some form of double bottom forming here to come back to 1.191. It's going to be one of these things where this one isn't going to be as strong if it doesn't break the 4 hour 50, it comes back down again. You're going to have some conflicting time frames here, so this isn't going to be the best chart to take long, but you still get the idea of what we're looking for. Again, my target is 1.213, and when you come back up here, you can see why I'm targeting this area around here. So the daily 50 EMA is what I'm looking to take profit on. I know we've got to trade through 1.2, but the fact this move has moved down so far, I think it needs a bit more of a pullback. And when you do Fibonacci pullbacks here, you find out that the 0.5 and 618 are smack bang in the middle of the daily 50 EMA and that level of 1.2146. Okay, so next is pound yen. Now, pound yen on the daily perspective at the moment is kind of strange. You got you got this head and shoulder pattern here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I do feel it can rally up though still, because effectively it has made a higher low there, and you're going to have people do something like this across it, which is still valid. There's absolutely valid trend change there, the trend line, sorry. But then when you look at this chart as well here on the weekly perspective, you can see it's got a pin bar there, and you got RSI, it's in the middle of nowhere, so not really using that for the moment. But then you can get these 4-touch trend line like that as well there. So for me personally, that is a valid buy signal there, that is. So that does look quite nice. And like I said, the daily perspective has got some pin bars and up and down candles. A bit choppy it is on the intraday, that would be, but it's definitely putting in some, finding some resistance there now. On the 1 hour chart, I really haven't got that much. I mean, you're going to say it's an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Definitely say it's a double top breakdown. Again, there's so much you can look into this chart. It's a bit choppy for my liking. For me, I want to go back to the 4 hour chart. The double top happened on the 4 hour with a nice bearish engulfing candle afterwards, and it has struggled to get back up afterwards on the 4 hour chart. So for me personally, I'm not a great fan of it. I don't think it's the greatest trade there is available this week, especially when you've got easy pickings off the US dollar. Trades like this I would tend to normally miss. And again as well, you could probably highlight a bearish sentiment there and put a trend line and say a slope down or sloping trend line and say it's bearish. So for me, it's not my ideal setup this week. I don't like it. There's much better in the market. I'll just show you a very quick example now. Euro CAD long, that looks quite nice. And you got Kiwi Yen long as well. That looks quite nice as well. So you got much better trades to take rather than pound yen. Even pound dollar, guys, actually. There, go to the cable quickly. Even pound dollar looks like it may move up. So there's quite a lot there to the upside for that. Now, Bitcoin. Where is Bitcoin? There we are. So at the moment, it's not really doing much, really, in all fairness. With the bearish engulfing candle here with half decent volume, breaking the daily 50 EMA again to the downside. I don't really see much at the moment. I see here we got it could come back down again. I just think it's in the middle of nowhere, guys. I'm not particularly happy with it long or short at the moment. If I was to go long, value again is definitely 6850. There's not much key support there in any way, shape or form. There's not much volume. There's not really much at all. However, if you do look at this and people do like their Fibonacci's, there we are. On the Fibonacci front, you've got 618 a little bit lower down there. You have at $7,800. You could say there's some form of level with a little touch there and here, and one there as well. So you could say $7,800 would be a possible trade long, but I'm not feeling Bitcoin at the moment. I think it's in the middle of nowhere. It's just sitting on its hands, waiting around it is, and if you're trading it, I think you're going to get whipsawed out more than anything else. Just to pop down to intraday to see what we've got there, and as you can see already, we've got a bearish sentiment on the 4 hour chart there. Just pop back to the 4 hour, sorry. For me personally, you can see straight away we've got this, you can say flag, wedge, channel, no matter what it is, it's broke down to the downside. The daily chart had high volumes, the bearishness is there. A pullback to 9,000 would actually be a much better short in that perspective, and you could probably take it down to something like that. You could easily for a little 1.5–1.3% trade there roughly. That would be something that would be ideal, but like I said though, it's not the best out there. And bear in mind, you've got far greater trades with the US dollar in selling the dollar. Even another one, dollar Swiss as well. I know that looks quite nice as well. I know when I first opened up, you saw the trade for that one. Obviously, it's respecting the 4 hour 50 at the moment. It is. But here what I see is just a pattern forming, breakdown, come back up. I wouldn't mind it going back up here to this level here of the lows, of the highs there, sorry. You may find it want to break down now, which is fine, fair enough. And if you notice that trade there, it did pull back to there, it'd be a 7% trade. I'm targeting 9,887 at the moment. And when you do go to dollar Swiss, 988 is this first key level here. If you notice here, guys, this is a huge run up. It's relentless. It needs a pullback. It does. You need to look on the weekly chart to see how strong that is. That is a huge run up. So, and you got a nice high test there for that. So this candle here, where it is there, is going to start for this week. And even when you do this here, the 382 comes down to the weekly 50 EMA, so you might even get a bit more of a trade there. But that's what I'm looking for here as well. So that's what I mean. The US dollar is really easy pickings, guys. And just you can sell most of the dollar pairs and actually make money. Like I said, Aussie dollar looks quite nice. Kiwi yen looks nice. Euro CAD looks nice as well. Euro dollar's so. Pound dollar's not so bad. You got loads of them, guys. So yeah, take the trades what you want. I'm also long gold, just to give you an idea here. I know at the moment we're messing around the weekly chart here, but you've got tweezers just kissing the weekly 50 EMA there. You have come down to the daily chart here, and you had these multiple low tests, and it rated up nicely. It has respected the daily 50 there, but at the moment I'm not too concerned because it's not a high volume test. It's only a low volume test. So for me personally, it's just them testing the market to see whether there are people going to sell there. There's not many sellers in here at the moment. And if you pop down to the lower time frame of gold, you will see that we are trending higher highs, higher lows. The 1 hour 50 now is being tested here again. It is. And again, the 4 hour 50, we're in the same situation there as well. So prices looks pretty nice there for the moment. I'm happy just to hold my position to 13.50 at least. Okay, guys, any questions, give us a shout, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.